Let's talk about one of the most frustrating moments on the web. You know the one, when you do exactly what you're supposed to do, and the software just refuses to cooperate.
It's this exact moment. A website is acting up, maybe showing old content or just looking broken. So you follow the universal advice. You clear your browser's cache, you hit reload, and nothing. The same old site is just staring back at you. It feels like you did absolutely nothing.
All right, so let's break down the expectation here. When a website is being weird, we all turn to this standard fix, and it's based on a really reasonable assumption about how things should work. So, you go into your browser settings, you find the button, you click Clear Cache. You are very deliberately deleting the old files that are stored right there on your own computer. And the logic here is totally straightforward. With all those old copies gone, your browser should be forced to go out and download a brand new, totally up-to-date version of the website. You know, a clean slate. But of course, that simple, logical expectation often just slams into a really confusing reality. What you think is going to happen? Well, it isn't what happens at all. Instead of getting that fresh start, you just get a repeat. You reload the page, and there it is, the same old, broken version you were trying to get away from in the first place.
So this gets us to the real question. Why did that very direct action you took have no effect?
Well, the answer isn't on your computer at all. The real explanation is in a part of the system that's almost always invisible to us. And the key to understanding it is that not all caches are the same. The problem really splits into two different kinds of cache. There's the private cache, the one on your computer that you just cleared, and then there's a shared cache, the one you can't see and you don't control. Your private cache lives right there on your device. It's basically your browser's personal little library of images and files from websites you've been to before. This is the one you have control over. But a shared cache, that doesn't live on your computer. It's a server out on the internet, kind of sitting between you and the website's main server. And it holds copies of files for thousands, maybe even millions of other people. Most of us, we think of the web as a pretty direct connection. Your computer asks the server for a website, and that server sends it right back to you. Simple. But the real path is usually a little different. Your request often doesn't go straight to the main server. First, it gets intercepted by one of these shared caches. And that little middleman right there, that's the source of all the confusion. So why does this more complicated system even exist in the first place? Well, it's not a bug. It's a very deliberate design choice, a trade-off that's all about making the entire internet faster for everybody. The technical name for these big networks of shared caches is a content delivery network, or CDN. And their whole job is to store copies of websites in places all over the globe just to speed things up. And we are talking about a massive scale here. A single major CDN might have servers in over 330 cities worldwide. So what that means is instead of grabbing a website from a server thousands of miles away, you're probably getting it from one that's just down the road. So here it is, the crucial trade-off. The system gains incredible speed and efficiency for millions of users at once. But what it gives up is the ability to react instantly when just one of those users clears their local private cache. Okay, so with this new picture of the system, with this hidden layer, that weird, frustrating experience starts to actually become logical. Let's walk through it one more time. So let's go back to our original problem, but with this new information. Why did the website still show you the old version after you cleared your cache? First off, your action did work. You successfully deleted the copy of the website that was stored on your device. You did your part correctly. But here's the catch. A shared cache server nearby, that CDN, it still had its own copy of the old website. Your action didn't affect that server at all. So when you hit reload, the CDN just did its job. It intercepted your request and helpfully sent you the fastest thing it had, which happened to be the old version it already had saved. From the system's perspective, this was the right move. Its number one priority is to deliver content as fast as possible. Serving you a slightly out-of-date page from a server nearby is just way more efficient than going all the way back to the original server far away. And that's where the mismatch happens. Our human intuition expects a direct, one-to-one connection, but the internet isn't built for one person. It's built for massive global efficiency, and that requires this middle layer of shared caches. So that strange behavior wasn't really a glitch. It was the natural result of a system designed for the performance of the entire network, not for the command of one individual user. This explains why the software behaved that way.